This is the Cholo News Report for Thursday, 30 November 2017. The Bank of Korea raises interest rates for the first time in more than 6 years by lifting borrowing costs to 1.50% from 1.25%, citing economic recovery. Scientists have detected cosmic ray energy readings that could bring them closer to proving the existence of dark matter, a mysterious substance believed to comprise a quarter of our universe, a study revealed on Thursday. A German court ruled Thursday that it would hear a Peruvian farmer's case against energy giant RWE over climate change damage in the Andes, a decision labeled by campaigners as a historic breakthrough. Jim Nabors, who created the beloved comic TV character Gomer Pyle and used his surprisingly rich baritone voice on several hit records, died Thursday at the age of 87, his assistant Cherries Chines told AFP. North Korea declared on Wednesday it had successfully tested a new intercontinental ballistic missile that put all of the U.S. mainland within range, but markets largely ignored the news. Governor Lee Ju-yeol declined to comment at a news conference when asked if he could give any guidance on the near-term direction of monetary policy, simply noting he would closely monitor growth and inflation to assess whether further hikes were needed. The U.S. Federal Reserve and the central banks of Britain and Canada have already begun normalizing monetary policy, slowing bringing the era of massive stimulus to a close. The International Committee of the Red Cross is buying 750,000 liters of diesel fuel to help provide clean water for 1 million people living in Yemen. Remaining fuel stocks, some available only on the black market, have rocketed in price, leaving local water boards unable to afford them. The coalition, which has backed the Yemeni government in its war with the rebel Houthi movement since 2015, closed Yemen's borders to stop alleged weapons smuggling on 6 November, after a missile was fired at the Saudi capital Riyadh. The IC and other humanitarian organizations say aid alone is not sufficient to provide for the needs of Yemen's 27 million people, and have called on the coalition to immediately permit commercial shipments of food and fuel. Archaeologists from the University of Leicester announced the discovery of evidence that Julius Caesar's invasion of Britain started in Pegwell Bay, Kent. The discovery of a defensive ditch and weapons led them to identify Pegwell Bay in Thanay, Kent, as the place they believe the Romans landed. He defeated Pompey in a civil war and declared himself dictator, but was famously assassinated by Brutus, Cassius and other senators in 44 BC. Dr. Fitzpatrick said the lowlying, coastal nature of the site was defending the coast rather than looking inland, which led them to believe it could be Caesar's base. NBC News announces that it has terminated their employment of Matt Law after a female employee filed a complaint about him conducting inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace. Lack told staffers on Wednesday morning that Law was accepting of the decision and expressed remorse, the source said. The torrent began when the New York Times and the New Yorker reported on allegations against the Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. Guthrie also said she was heartbroken for the woman who accused Law of misconduct, noting it's long overdue that women feel comfortable coming forward against abusive men. Mr. Law, 59, joins an ignominious group of media figures felled by the recent spate of harassment claims, including the studio mogul Harvey Weinstein, the comedian Louis C.K., the CBS host Charlie Rose, and the political journalist Mark Halperin. Two former employees recalled colleagues playing a crude game in which they chose which female guests or staff members they would prefer to marry, kill or have sex with. Garrison Keillor, the former host of A Prairie Home Companion, is fired from Minnesota Public Radio after the public broadcaster discloses that it had become aware of allegations of inappropriate behavior with an individual who worked with him.